Hey, how you doing? Y'all jumped on fast too. That's good. That's good. I got to get prepared and smoke my cigarette. How's everybody doing tonight? What y'all drinking on? I'm just drinking on soda tonight. I party so much. So that you got to give your kidney a break. Let me clean this dirt off my phone. Yes. Okay, don't know. Okay, good. Don't store Bronson. Tell Bronson, do not store. Okay, I'm gonna let some people get in here because some people have asked me questions and I would like to address what they're saying. If I can. If they come. I always have phone drama. Let me hold this. My ashtray right there. Okay, what? Okay, but that's not turned right. Just give me, I'm somebody granny, so you gotta give me a minute. Break this out. Oh, that's nice. It might slip. Okay, I don't have any announcements tonight, really, other than what I'd like to say to some of the people that's sending me messages. I know that I've addressed this before, and guys, I told you Tuesdays. This is Talk About It Tuesday, but Sam B really don't like to talk on Tuesdays because I'm an Aries, and I get very passionate. I try to balance this. Today, the color of the day is red. But if you're an extremely passionate person as myself, you would want to balance that hot red energy with maybe orange. You just want to lighten it up a little bit. I like to balance mine with black. I like to go back to source energy. I need to go back to the blackness. You know what I'm saying? I'm the melanated goddess. I can go back to the blackness. That's where I have black under here. You got to start with no color and then expand. But we're not talking about that tonight. Tonight the topic is consistency in relationships and in business. Like I said, I don't really have no announcements, and I do not see the person yet, so I will try to hold that thought until I see this person so I can address how to contact me. Although I know I've done that before. Okay. We gonna get into it. It's 9:03. I just like this cigarette. I'm not gonna just do this all night long. Consistency. Why do you want to be a person that is consistent? Why? Because you want to be able to be a person of your word. You don't want to be a person that just throws out unstable energy and nobody trusting what you're saying. When I'm going to talk about business first. We're going to cover business first because I'm about that dollar. Consistency in business. You can be consistently to where you have values, and you do what you say. Whatever people trust you. Whatever you say, you about it. You prove it. Your word is bond. They know when you say you're going to do something, it's going to get done. If you say you're going to be there a certain time and you can't make it, you're going to call and advise them your status, where you are, why you're not there at that certain time, or matter of fact, you don't wait till time. You pre-plan things. And the reason you do that is because you're considerate of others. That's simply it. You don't have to do nothing or be on time or do nothing, but when you told someone that you're going to do something, you need to be about that. You need to do what you say. Some people are consistently incorrect. Consistently. And I'm going to use business. I'm going to use my DM for an example of consistently incorrect. I will say this again. I didn't want to jump out there, but I think I can't get past it until I really discuss it. Because Sam B is about the community. I'm about helping people until you don't follow instructions. If you want to contact me, I have said, do not leave any type of lengthy message in my direct message on Instagram. If you want to get deleted, that's what's going to happen. If you do not tag me, See, these are ways, what I'm trying to explain to you guys is if someone is explaining to you the procedure to go through to communicate with them, you need to follow those instructions. You are consistently incorrect. Therefore, you gonna get disrespected. That's just what's gonna happen. Nobody can. I can't take you seriously. If it comes from somebody even asking about that, I can't take you seriously. You are consistently. I have said to do this. You don't do that. Then I respond or don't respond, but you just keep on doing that. You are consistently showing bad behavior when it comes to the other person's perception. I'm not just saying you just being bad, because I know you probably don't think that. But in the other person's perception, you are consistently dunce because you cannot follow instructions. I said leave an email, okay, or contact me with the contact number that's on the phone and leave a voice message if you want to speak to me. Other than that, you'll never get me. I done told you, you just won't. And I don't even know. You need to address what do you want. Don't be consistently dunce in people's eyes, because that's the same as being inconsistent. Okay? Inconsistent. In business, a lot of people are inconsistent. What I mean by that is, a lot of people in the service industry, they got a habit of overbook. They overbook all the time. They just stack them just in case people cancel. And I get that. If you have set goals for the day, of course, you are trying to meet those goals. But if your service is not worthy of you being able to stack like that, if you can't multitask or you don't have the staffing to do that, your reputation it might take a hit. Okay, because people don't want to just have to sit there and wait all day on their service because you overbooked because you were scared they was gonna cancel. So see, in business, your reputation is way more important than your dollar. Let me tell you why. Because consistent customers that are satisfied with you, they're going to spread the word about your product. Your customers really will be the mouthpiece for you if your service is good. I had to say that in business. And I have to say again, this is in relationships too. This is sort of like paying attention to detail, which we have covered that in a previous video. If you want someone to do something for you, and that's why people hit other people in a DM, eventually they gonna get to it. They might slide in and act like, oh, hey, how you doing? Oh, love you. Oh, just, Eventually they'll slide in and start the begging. I told y'all about that. But if you don't want to get outed like that, please follow the instructions that people have told you. If you want to communicate with them. This is why really big people, people in entertainment or in big corporations, this is why they don't just talk to everybody. This is why you just can't contact them like that. It would be good if you could talk to the head honcho. Like, you can talk to me, but you can't talk to me if you don't do what I ask you to do. You will not get through. I will erase your stuff. Do not tag me, and do not dump my DM with whatever product you're trying to move or whatever. Do what I said. Talk to me by email or talk to me by phone if you're serious. Other than that, you will not be taken serious. You are consistently being dense. Okay. Relationships, same thing. In the beginning of a relationship, everybody is on best behavior. Everybody is trying to look their best, smell their best, talk their best game. It's really just, it's there. That's why it behooves me that some people don't even do that in business. If you can't do that in business, I know you got a fucked up relationship. I know that. You can't, because you so into yourself and you're so wanting to do it your way and put other things ahead of that person and their request and their feelings. You can't possibly be good in a relationship. You can't possibly be good. You need a hearing aid, first of all, because you can't hear them. Okay, and then I keep telling y'all about thinking, processing things. Don't just go on your first reaction and then get butt hurt in your feelings when someone is trying to tell you something that will be beneficial in a communication type of way. Some of y'all just so sensitive. I just don't even like understanding you. You just taking the long way with that instead of just listening. Stop listening to how somebody is saying something to you and try to absorb what they're actually saying. Listen to the words. I choose my words carefully. I told you that. I'm not a person that just speaks off the top of my head. So when you dealing with people that don't do that and you're being inconsistent, and what I mean by that, if you're not acting the same way that you're acting, say when we first met, and you kind of like sliding downhill. Everybody grow, change, and expand. You should do that. I'm on board with all that. Yes, you lifting it up, and like, 2 years ago you was not doing this same thing. You doing that, but when I say they take that down slide, that means they're starting to just present more of their true self. They're not doing some of the things that they used to do. They're paying less attention to maybe to you if you in a relationship, or they're paying less attention to the things that your goals also. And I'm not saying your needs, I'm saying your goals. Some of the things that you guys had in common when you first met, they're inconsistent by that. Anytime a person starts to put other things before people, they have an inconsistency. You have it, but yeah, because you just have it kind of like messed up. You go out there, you work hard, you do what other people tell you to do. You jump to that. You clock in on time, you run to that shit. Do your 8 hours there. Then when you get home, you too tired. You too tired to do anything, or you too busy to take time and spend with an actual human, a person. But you got time to do, clock in, be on time, make sure you're bathed. Some people, they come home, this always supposed to me, some people come home and they work hard all day long. They come home, they jump right in the bed or the chair, fully in their uniform or fully clothed. They do not even wash the day off, and then they just may zone on the TV or zone on their phone. But in the morning, they wake up, they take a bath to go to work. Even if they working outside, a job like that, whatever your position is, you do that to follow the rules at that job, whatever it is, that low paying ass job, because it can't possibly be more than you would make being self-sufficient. But you'll do everything, all those rules that require, and then when it comes to paying attention to a person, a human, that's going to make you feel good, a person that can love you, nurture you, you want to just, I'm too tired, or I'm too busy, or oh, this came up. Everything is before that person. So you cannot really, at the end of the day, question the day that person turns their back on you. It's going to happen. You're not even the person that you presented in the beginning. And then the more that the relationship progresses, you just become less and less and less available. You cannot don't try to look sad and talk about, well, you don't miss your water till your well run dry, all that kind of stuff or whatever, just because you was just lacking. Because that's what it's going to be at the end of the day. You can't cuddle with your money. You can't cuddle with your car. You can't, those are like tangible type of things. And I only bring that up to say, because like I said, I'm a tarot reader, and everybody is always asking about love. Work on yourself. Just take the time, look at yourself in the mirror. Ask yourself, are you consistent being the person that you represented at the presentation of the relationship. Just like that in business. I keep telling you, you got that first impression and you got a second impression. I never did tell you what the third one is. It's just a goddamn lie. That's what it is. You're not the person that you presented in the first place. And I've told you guys about like unconditional love. Anybody that's really, really centered and they're aligned and they're very spiritual and focused, really balanced with that, they will not keep making themselves available to you. They will not do that. They can love you. They can love you from very far away, though. They will not continue to be in your space, in their, letting you in their space, because what you are, you kind of a drain. You kind of a drag. You're a downer. You're a Debbie Downer. You see what I'm saying? And anybody that's trying to be uplifted and joyous and stuff like that, I mean, you just kind of are. You're not consistent. You don't do what you said you gonna do. Everybody and everybody else's problems is way more important than you make that person feel. Anything going around is more important than them. It's always, when it comes to a person, and you always, well, we'll do that later, or well, we'll get to it in the future. I kept telling y'all, the future is really the present. It's right now. You are not absorbing the energy that you should be absorbing to expand. If you keep, I'll do this next week, I'll do, what are you doing? What are you doing? I told you, you're still doing, you're on a rotation, you still going around the wheel. You're not expanding or growing in any type of way. If you still a person, if you a grown ass person, I keep telling you, you a grown ass person and you still lie, you're not responsible, you're not accountable, you don't show up on time, you say you gonna be over, oh, I'll be over later on, they don't see your ass. Your ass done fell asleep somewhere or whatever. You still, or we gonna go on this, baby, I promise you we gonna go on this trip next week. Then next week come, oh damn, I got car problem. You always got some kind of situation going. You cannot expect a person to just really want to be around all that, because it is other individuals around. Nobody likes to hear the truth of the fact. It's other people around that don't do that. And a person that's really trying to get themselves together and do the right thing with people, around people, for people, you don't want to be in that energy. You just don't. You don't want to be in people that say they're going to do something and they just don't. They lying. They're liars. They don't see themselves as liars. They probably see themselves as victims, like I told you. Like, oh, woe is me. It's always something. It don't matter. I'm not like, if I tell you I'm going to do something, I'm going to do that. If I say, like that day I had to go to that campaign I was working at, Victoria's Secret. I was up there driving in. I was in the damn mall. I was actually at the mall. I'm almost pulled up to the stop sign. Here comes some motherfucker that's parked. He just slammed into me. That whole day, everybody came out. Police, fire department, everybody out there. This motherfucker ain't had no type of insurance. They had fake insurance, so we went through all that fake scam with the police and all that, to later come to find out they still didn't have no insurance. So if I didn't have uninsured motors, I'd have been, but on road like that. Even though that went down that day, that happened like at 4 o'clock. Do you think I didn't let my manager, the manager of that store, know what went down? I called her so she could come out there. I have people depending on me. I had customers that would come in asking for me. I have people. I'm not going to just leave them hanging like that. Long as I'm not dead and I can communicate, I'm going to let them know, because I have a reputation like that. People can trust in my word. I'm consistent with that. If you met me in the beginning like you met me, younger, yeah, I was sillier. You know what? More impulsive, more hothead. But as far as character, I'm the same person. I am consistent in that. And people, you need to do that if you're trying to if you can't be like inconsistent in your words, stay by yourself. Throw your own self off. That's fine. You know, you can decide, well, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna do that. You can have that conversation with yourself. If you start to want to be around people and you involve in people, then really that's a co-creation. That's not your fucking creation by yourself. You asking for something from somebody. You want them there. You attracted to them. You say you love them. You like them, or you want to do business with them. You want to get to you want to get to another level with them. You would like to make plans to have to develop the relationship, business or personal. If you want that, please be aware that they do have feelings, and please do be aware that nobody is going to put up with your shenanigans too long, because the people that do put up with them, believe me, they playing you too. They using you for something. They going to lean on you. They're going to lean on you in some type of way. They gonna play more victim than your ass did. That's what's going to get you. Then you gonna start feeling sorry for them, because they gonna play in less of a situation than you. They gonna play that game in the first, like they all into you. They ain't gonna be thinking about you. She got 4 other men. She's not thinking about your damn ass. You ain't never got no money. You ain't never got no time. Even if you didn't have no money, you should have some time. But you know what I'm saying? So what go around like that, it immediately do come around, because real people stop fooling with you, period. They just do. You just sitting out there looking crazy in them streets all alone, talking to yourself once again, forming bad opinions, because you can't get any opinions from nobody else, because you done burnt every bridge that you had. You're not consistent. That's what we talking about tonight, being consistent. If you're trying to be in a relationship, if you're trying to be among people, you need to consistently try to grow with that relationship. And that means you pay attention to them. Because when you stop paying attention to them, somebody else will be paying attention to them. Believe that. Turn your head. Turn your head. You ain't on the person. This world is just not like that. It's plenty. It's tons of people in the world. I don't know why you guys can't see that. Look around. So if you're deficient in a way, somebody is efficient in a way. And people that are growing, they want to be around efficient people they can learn from. They're not wearing their feelings on their sleeve. They're learning to do things from smart people. You know, that's why when I go on these lives and stuff like that, I don't have to be. I don't have to say nothing to nobody. I told y'all I ain't got to say shit to nobody. I don't have to do that. I don't have to do that. I'm somebody dependent right now. I don't have to do none of this. I'm not a slave. But I try to give you some wise words. Just some wise words. But I see some, it take a while. It take a while. But I don't care. I don't care whether people get it or not. I got it. That's why I'm fluid in speaking my truth. I got it. Okay? But if you don't have it, and you're expecting the world to be cordial to you, tiptoe around your feelings, things of that nature, I don't know why you expecting that, because you're going to have a rude awakening one day with somebody that don't have time for games. Okay? This ain't checkers. This is chess. All right. Do y'all have any questions? I know you don't. I know y'all don't have no questions. And I used to ask why, because I was trying to be out here and get to other people and everything. But why y'all don't jump on live with me? But I do understand that you don't. Sometimes you might be in your drawers or something. You don't want to you can't just jump out there on live, because I'm just harassing you about getting on live, keeping me company. I get it now. I get it, y'all. Whatever. However, as far as other contacting and stuff like that, I told y'all, learn to follow instructions. People try to, and to me, the majority of people, I'm gonna tell you, it is some rotten people, just downright rotten to the core on this earth, and then on this vibration, and it's just other things. But the majority of the people that I meet, they are really genuinely good people. Like I said, I never let a few dummies let me think that everybody is just a total idiot. I don't do that. I'm not judgmental like that. But once again, if you are trying to, I just use me for an example because really because I know me better than anybody. I use me for an example. If you are trying to make a connection with me, and I'm telling you how to make the connection, okay? I'm telling you this. I'm not. You don't have to guess. I'm not leaving it up for guess like in a relationship. You know how, when you first meet somebody and you're attracted to them, and you be thinking like, I wonder what they like, what kind of food they like, wonder what their favorite color is, wonder what is their favorite moment in time movie, etc., etc. You be curious. Like I said, if you ain't asking qualifying questions where you need to, you ask questions, and you guys, based on those things, you start to build and form and develop feeling for the person. You do that. It's not that you know their whole life story. You start just talking to them, and you start kind of just going on what they say. They go on you what you say. You interact. You go on whether you're physically attracted to them. You just add in the mix of what all you liking about the person or whatever. You just doing that. You having a good time. Months progress. The relationship seem wonderful. Everything is fine. It may even go on a couple of years and everything fine. Then something may life throw a shift in the game, and somebody may lose their job or something like that. We just use that for an example. And then things start to shift. They start to like change. You feel like maybe you and this person, you both starting to feel like maybe y'all don't really like know each other and stuff like that, because things become inconsistent. And the reason they become inconsistent is because, remember, the relationship is based on conditions. So that's how you find out the strength of like the relationship really, with what you can keep on going with. If you still know that no matter what's going down, whether who lose their job, who gets sick, who do this, like, I'm still going to like, I'm not going to really like terrorize that person and do things that they just they just don't want me to do that. I'm not going to act out like that with them. I'm not going to do that. That's the strength of the relationship. But when you with somebody, and then you talk to them and you say like, well, this is bothering me, or this is hurting me, the way that I'm experiencing what you're doing. Because you're adult. That's how you speak. It's not, you can't just go to somebody and say, you hurting me, you doing it, you doing it. But that's not that's how you experiencing it. And once you come to that person, and then they don't want to address it like, oh, you always, there you go with that, or something like that. Well, your spirit ought to be, the inner you is saying, well, what, fuck you, pal. Cause, you ain't throwing this motherfucker here. But your you that's really here, that's earthbound, that's very hurtful. That's very hurtful. And then instead of what we normally do, I notice what we normally do, instead of saying, you know what, really, I'm thinking that I'm expanding I'm going out of this relationship, because I choose not to be with no dummy like that. What we do is then we start to become inconsistent. We stop doing all the things that in the beginning of the relationship we used to like to do for that person. We start like doing it, like punishing them. We want to punish them. It's like start being like a tit for tat, instead of just saying, you know what, I'm at a different place. And you don't have to say that to them. You don't have to like, don't put your smartness, don't, make them feel dumber than they actually are acting, or being, inconsistent. You don't have to do that. You don't, at that point when feelings are involved and you're experiencing your feelings being hurt or something like that. Remember I told you, you have to shift gears. You have to get out the situation. Don't stand there and like take that. You're not a, you're not a bag. What you call that? A boxing bag, or one of the bags you hit, a punching bag. No, you don't need to do that. don't be an emotional punching bag for anybody. You have to get out of that situation. But do know that it will not get better from that point. You can keep connecting back and breaking up and getting back together, but that has not been addressed, and somebody has expanded. You have expanded because that hurt your feelings, remember? If you hadn't, that dumb shit that they said wouldn't even bother you. It wouldn't bother you. You can just like, and keep on going with it. But because it bothers you when she ignores you, or you've been out all you feel like you've been to work, and it's like, I remember when we first started, she always would like rub my back when I came home, or she would always fix my dinner, or either fix my plate, just little like details. Or he would always, when we first started, when I come home, he would always give me a hug when I come in at the door. And 3 little letting that, look at this damn ass. He laying on the couch looking crazy, musty, dusty. I mean, things like that. So when you're dealing with people, just be consistent or lose people number. When you're dealing with a bunch of trauma, and you everywhere you turn, like I said, it seems like there's a situation, you having a communication problem with somebody. You feeling like, oh, it's this person, is this person. If you feeling like that, that's you. You cannot communicate. You're having the problem, and you have to stop and evaluate what's happening with you. I keep telling you, just evaluate how you're feeling. Like, I feel like people that, if I tell you, when it comes to me, I can only like speak for me. I never speak for the world, and I never say don't do a certain thing because you should not do that. What I say is, don't do that if you're trying to get close to me. Saying be. If you trying to slide up and be my friend, well, it's rules and regulations to that. Okay, that's why I say I can't speak for the world and judge none of that. Business is conditions. It's conditions to business. Friendship, love, all that kind of stuff, you would never know me. I would never be on the internet soliciting and trying to find love. I have love in my environment. So, do you see how that's different? So, what I'm saying is, you have to know what it is that you are seeking. What type of approval are you seeking from a person, if that's what you're trying to do? We are just talking on a communication level, not bowing down, kissing heads. I'm not talking about anything like that. We're talking about communication. So I didn't have to take any notes with that, because most people, they fall off on certain things. And when it comes to relationships, though, and love and people's feelings and stuff like that, if you are a person that's, and I call that flighty, people that can't compartmentalize things, or you haven't gotten a grip on multitasking. Women really are more passionate about, I feel, relationships and consistency. Women can do that a little bit longer. They hang on a little bit longer to that, because women are used to multitasking, period. A woman grows up like that. We do that. Women can have children. We multitask things. We can take care of me, kids, man, outside activity, job, all that kind of like lady kind of stuff. I don't recommend you do it. I ain't saying it's right, but I'm saying we have been historically put in situations where we've had to do that. And I'm not saying a man can't do that. A man can do that. But most men are taught to do one thing at a time and do that really goddamn good. I know you guys be at the car wash, and you be washing that damn car 4-5 hours. I mean, it do be shiny when you come back. But I kind of feel like, well, I was just ran through the car wash. I mean, it do have a shine to it. It may not have that exact gleam, but you see what I'm saying? That's not like, so women do time differently because we try to accomplish a whole bunch of things at once. Now, I said that to say if a man is not used to thinking like that and he's trying to do too many things within like 1 hour, I feel like you may push too hard or you're too focused. I don't know what that is. Because I feel like if you're being inconsistent, you're not doing the things you used to do, or you're not doing the things that someone is advising you to do to make communication with them better, I feel like maybe you trying to rush too many things within 1 hour. And I don't think that, once again, that's just my opinion. I think people should be more important than things in the actual balance of life. I just do. I think when it comes down to people and you're wanting to have a relationship with them, you have to find some type of priority for them. If you don't, well, they gonna get bored with you. Nobody won't say that out loud, baby. They won't say like, "Ooh, this motherfucker is so boring." Now we don't do anything. We don't go anywhere. We just, damn, we might even be down to talking on the phone. Maybe we don't even sleep in the same room. Nobody wants to address what they call that the elephant in the room, but you need to. You need to talk about. You need to just talk about that. You don't have to like be emotional. And if the other person is not interested in that, remember, you still have to grow as an individual, as a spirit. That's not you. That's their feelings, or that's how they're acting. You have to govern yourself accordingly. You have to go on with your journey, because if you just stay stuck in that, or you start doing a tit for tat, or you start trying to communicate with that person like they're doing and wasting time with that. I ain't saying you can communicate with them like they're doing to you in the kiss off, in the like deuces, like, you can do it. You can do it funky if you want to, but you just don't have to, because you can just gracefully just leave that situation, and then you can still love them, because you never know, 10 years down the road, people don't understand how time works. You actually can stop time if you're manifesting things. That's the whole situation. The whole person can come right back around 10 years later when they got their shit together or their head right. You never know what's going to happen like that. So be consistent in your word. Be consistent in trying to accomplish unconditional love, which means putting people first. You need to stop what you're doing sometime, whatever you feel is so important. You just feel like this is just so important. And most likely, it's not that serious. You still gonna have bills every day. You are, no matter what, here. That will happen. You will be working somewhere or bartering some kind of way. That's gonna happen every day. You do realize that people do die every day. People transition. You never know when that person really is going to expire out. That's why you need to put people first. Just don't, because and the main people that do that, they have so much, they have so much heaviness on their heart when they loved a person, and then they feel like, I wish I had more time. You do have time. You have time. You just choose to do differently. You choose to put other things as your priority, as you do have a right to do. I'm not fussing at you about having some goals and priorities. What I'm fussing at you about is being inconsistent in your love, and then expecting other people to be consistent with you. Your energy is unbalanced. So your good things are not going to flow easily into your life. You're putting material things first, maybe, or maybe you're putting your children over your spouse. Maybe you're putting your spouse over your children. You just don't have that balance. And most importantly, maybe you're putting everybody over yourself. That's the biggest thing. Well, that causes you to be unaligned with everything else. You're not really sitting down and evaluating what it is you want to do. You may feel like you're forced to do things. You're trapped in situations. You have to work. You have to take care of this, or you have to do that. And you don't. You don't. You can buy out of some of that at any time. You can buy out all of it at any time. But when it comes to people, like I said, you you really need to get in the habit of like enjoying people while they here, because just think about when they transition. I mean, that's it. That's happiness. They're the ones that have expanded out. They're experiencing joy now. But if you so attached and guilty, you got guilt over things you didn't do, from just little simple things that you can do, and you can do them now. And the whole situation of loss, remember, is to teach you something about gain and what you have and what's going on in your present, not your future. You need to look at what's happening with who's right there right now, instead of looking so far into the future that might not happen for you, or it might not happen for them. So I guess that's really like all I had to say about, you know, consistency, inconsistency. You can consistently be doing something that is non-beneficial for you. You can consistently be running around that wheel, just doing the same thing over and over, because you won't listen. You won't listen to anyone. You just think you know everything. You're just gonna do it your way all the time. And although you wanna communicate with everybody, you want everybody to like everything you say. You want them to go with it. If I say call that number or hit that email, don't tell me you got a WhatsApp. I don't give a fuck. I don't care about that. I told you how to communicate with me because you said you want something from me. So, you see what I'm saying? All this stuff matter, and it matters more in personal relationships. Don't think every day that you can sit up and be with someone and steadily ignore them. If you do, you will end up alone with regrets, because in the beginning you did not present in that manner. If you did, that person would not feel that they're in a relationship with you. You presented in the manner in the beginning that you were this type. You guys had things in common. You liked each other. And, maybe, and you might want to take it further. So if you're misrepresenting yourself, you can stop and, tell them right now, we can, that we can just go and cut this off. But if you keep on telling them and thinking they're going to be hanging on, oh, it's going to get better. Oh, it'll be next year. Oh, it's going to be this, that, and the other. It's going to be in the future. Well, they might not be telling you, but believe me, you is just about to get replaced. You are inconsistent, and the world just goes on. We have to live in the present, in the now. Sure, you evaluate the future, but it's only so far you can go with that. I just told you can walk outside and get hit by a bus. You probably won't. I mean, you're going to get walk outside. You're going to get walk outside and get hit by somebody that's just not paying attention on their phone and wearing a mask. And they're going to hit you and you're going to fall and hit your head and it's going to be over. Anything could happen. So find value and joy in what's going on right now. And if you're not paying attention to what's going on and the people in your life right now, I am $125 an hour. Events.Tayro. Because eventually you will need a reading. You're going to be asking about love. Do he love me? Do she love me? You're going to be asking that question right there, because you the one that's inconsistent. You don't want to admit that. You the one that's inconsistent. And I'll tell you how I know that right off. First thing that the reading is about, you asking about somebody else and not yourself. I know that from jump. That means you want that person to change. You want that person to be different. See what I'm saying? When you consistently do that every time, that's what you. If you consistently coming across people and I mean, you a big turnout for them. You don't think that, but you should know that because the longevity of the relationships that you encounter are very short. Because those good people, they don't all the time say why they don't want to talk to you no more. They just don't. Cause I'm real good at like, I done told this person either don't call me or whatever I told them to do, and they didn't follow the instructions. Then I block them. I just block your ass. Cause like I said, it'd be a certain day, like if it was on Tuesday, I'm like that pisses me off. But if it's on Wednesday, I'm like I'm on my Mercury day when I'm out. Oh, I be like, that's so silly. I don't even take this kind of block. You know what I'm saying? Either way it go. So I don't really have anything to add into that other than be consistent, forming relationships, and I don't know. When you know, clean up your act with people. If you feel like there was a misunderstanding, you should still be personal enough to try to clear the air. You should clear the air. Then explain to them that wasn't your intention. You're not the best communicator. Or you certainly can admit when you're not experienced in a situation. Hey, I've never been in a relationship like this with anyone like you. I never, yeah, I've had relationships, but it wasn't that far. We didn't go to that level like this is. You need to express that with your significant other. In business, if you are not understanding something, that's why I say you can seek out wisdom, but you can't just expect a business person to stop what they're doing and mentor you. If you're doing that, you are being ridiculous. People are in business to make money. That's business. I don't even know why that's confusion. It confuses me. I don't know. I don't ever go trying to waste a person. I just don't be doing this stuff that some of the people have nerve to present themselves to me doing. I don't know. I guess some people need friends. But anyway, that's all I got for y'all tonight. I'm gonna wrap it up 10 minutes early because I'm just twirling this cigarette, and I just had to get that off my chest once again about my situation. It wasn't supposed to be a conversation actually about that, but that did lead into that. It did lead into that because when you present yourself in the beginning as you're one way, and then the more that the relationship develops or the person gets to know you or tries to get to know you, they find that you just as flaky. You just flaky. You don't stand by your word. You don't know what you want to do. You make constant excuses about why you didn't do this, why you didn't that. You have all these apologetics. And then you have the nerve to try to put you try to hold on to that person with the last little piece of dental floss by telling them, it's gonna get better. Why don't you just be a quality person and tell the person, you know what, it would be better if we even communicated when I was better, when I got myself together. I would feel more confident with us building our friendship or business relationship when I've done more of my homework, evaluated more, learn more about this and that. You see what kind of person you come off as? You're a real individual. You're a grown ass person. You're accountable. You understand that. Well, maybe you presenting yourself in a way that might cause miscommunication. And when you start falling off and you're not acting the same as you did in the beginning when you met somebody because of whatever the situation, you need to tell them what's really going on with you. Don't just if you a person that grew up and like you're not used to communicating when you feeling sad or you want to cry. So if you want to cry and then you in a situation with somebody and you're not comfortable crying around them, you might lash out at them and show them anger. You shouldn't do that. You see how this is how the ball starts rolling, and then that person is thinking like, this motherfucker need anger management, when really you just really want to cry on your husband or your woman. You just want to cry on them. You don't want them to solve your problems. You just want to connect right then. You just want, physical touch. That's important. That's all you may want, but the way it's coming off, and you are gonna act inconsistent with cause your feelings are just swinging. But if you communicate with them, if you explain what's happening, then maybe you will still be able to be respected in the situation. It's not that because I know guys they don't want to tell their lady their feelings sometime, or they don't want to. They want to tell their lady, but they don't want her to try to like, see, what you need to do is, they just want to vent. What is wrong with, why do people learn words and don't use words? If you want to, baby, you know what, man, I ain't trying to get you to solve this problem or whatever, but man, I really just want to vent. Who better than you need to vent to her other than vent to, please don't vent to your dumb homeboy that has not experienced anything. And even if he did, he is not going to tell you, because he is not trying to hear that all day. He is not going to give you no kind of give. He going to say something like, bro, man, I know what you mean. See, men do that. And really, that's kind of smart. You need to stay in your lane, because he know he done something dumb. And he probably already done messed up with his girl. But women, we like to analyze it. And women do this. If you may be doing something dumb in your relationship, but you want to help your homegirl. Like, you listening hard. You thinking hard. Girl, I tell you what you need to do. This what we gonna do. She done jumped out in what we gonna do. So, women experience things differently. Men experience things differently. Sometimes, like I told you, energies experience things differently. Just because you're a man doesn't mean that you may not have a feminine energy sometimes. And I know some women can have a masculine energy. They come out strong. That's where that whole terminology come, like, that's strong black women, that everybody want to be a strong black woman or something like that. No, that's her energy. And her energy could be like that because of her environmental circumstances. She may be a single mother. She may grew up with single mothers. It's a lot of things that made her have a hard exterior. But most of like I said, everybody want to be loved, though. So, in summary, because I always have to do the summary, try to be a person of character. Be of your word. Aspire to be that. I know with people that are in the habit of just lying a lot, they that's just a bad habit. It's like my cigarette. It's like a bad habit. But this is something you can throw away. I don't have to do this. I do this because I want to do this. Just like people lie because they want to. Being inconsistent may not be a thing that you want to do, and you may not even have addressed it as such. You may not have said, like, I never saw myself as inconsistent, but I am inconsistent because I do say that all the time. I do say I'm gonna do things. I overbook myself. I say I'm gonna go here. Okay, I'm gonna right when I get off work. Okay, I'm gonna go here. I gotta put in an hour here, and then I'm gonna come home. Maybe I'll get dressed and maybe I'll go out because I said I was gonna be over here. You are unrealistic with your time management. You shouldn't even be running yourself like that. You should, that's what I mean. If you doing full-time 8-hour shift job for somebody else, then you got to drive home, then you got to go to a point, then you got to run in Walmart real quick, and you can't find your mask in there and everything. you know, and then you gotta see what you doing things in between. You're not doing good time management. That's why I say some people are inconsistent because they haven't learned to time manage. They just need some help with that. You need to ask somebody about that. Somebody can help you learn to manage your time, and especially if it's somebody you been ignoring, they will slide in when you can. They availability, they will say, they will slide in because they've been ignoring. They been waiting on you to say, baby, well, I want to do this for you, or that man been waiting on you to say, you know what, baby, on Saturday morning, because I do work, and I'm a weekend girl. I'm a Saturday morning, I am going to rub your back. Because in the beginning of the relationship, but I used to rub your back every night when I was younger. But now I'm older and I don't have no energy. But I will book you. You can book me for Saturday. Saturday morning, I'm gonna set the clock. I'm going to bed early, so don't try to talk to me if you want this massage in the morning. Things have changed with us in that manner, but we still will do that because I have been inconsistent. And the same with the man, baby. I have been inconsistent with you. I haven't gotten you any of your favorite things, or I haven't done some of these things. We are going to do those next Friday or next Sunday evening or something like that. You know, get your consistency back. I mean, you can pick up where you left off unless it's too late and somebody's just too turned off with you. And if that's the case, you should learn from this. Guys, you should learn from this. It just behooves me why people just bang their head up against the wall when it's so much knowledge out here, and it's so many people that are willing to give you advice that you can actually apply and go out here and test the knowledge. If That's what I say, if you don't believe the things that I'm saying are factual, put them to the test. See if you do these things that I'm asking you to do, don't your life get better? You don't have to ever admit it to me. I don't care. I don't care whether your life is good, bad, whatever. I don't care about that. What I do care about is sharing my experiences that could possibly help someone that's seeking that knowledge. That's all I'm saying. That's why I seem like I'm hard on certain things, and it seem hard. I may seem like I'm cussing y'all out or something like that. I'm like, really? We should be trying to get better as a people. We should try to get smarter. We should be trying to be better examples from people. You don't owe anybody anything. You don't have to be an example. But why wouldn't you want to be? Why wouldn't you want to present and be the best you? The best you can actually be. Instead of being what is the word? Can you believe that I'm lacking in vocabulary? I can't. The word I'm looking for. It's just like you just get so comfortable in a situation, and you may even get so comfortable with another person that you are projecting that image on them. You're thinking that they're comfortable with you. You should never, like feel, you should feel comfort with a person, as in like, yes, I can share different things with you, ideas, feeling and stuff like that. But you should never like feel like I'm so comfortable with you that this shit is just like satisfactory. It's just like it's just mediocre. I mean, we're together, but there's no inspiration, there's no enthusiasm. Sometimes you say you're gonna do something, sometimes and you don't do nothing. Or sometimes I say I'm gonna do something, but I don't really have to like commit to that. Because maybe we will, maybe we won't, whatever. That's that type of attitude is where communication just falls off. And then we stay there too long in that whole situation, not expressing our feelings. So if you in a relationship, whether it's business, because I'm gonna wrap it up. Oh, you see, it's 10 o'clock right there. I'm not gonna do this tonight. We're not gonna play these games. If you're in a situation in business or in your personal life, and that person, you feel you're experiencing that, I feel like they kind of taking advantage of me because It's like I'm always on the back burner. They have so much going on in their life. Let them tell it. And it is let them tell it. It is. Everything is going to seem more important. Everything is exaggerated in all of our beliefs, in all of our belief system, in all of our universes. It's just strange. It is what they believe. But if it comes to you have to sacrifice your feelings, that's not fair. And you don't do that. Don't do that. If someone is being inconsistent with you, you have no obligation to believe in their word or believe in or value in what they're saying. They're inconsistent. That has nothing to do with you caring for them. You can care for them if you know them. You can say, I love him to death, but he be lying. He ain't gonna do shit. He not. I love him. Or girl, her she calm, girl, with her like she's not gonna do shit. Girl, she not. Girl, she said she was gonna bring the kids, this and that and other. Every time I see her. Or girl, I left something at so and so house. She done said she gonna bring that over here 5 times. She's inconsistent. Or she said we're gonna go into this venture together. She or he said we're gonna go into this venture together. Or we're gonna learn this new trade together. We're gonna open up this shop together. But they it falls short. They don't follow up or they don't come through with it. You don't have to be involved with people like that at all, because really they're a waste of time. They don't have, and it's nothing personal against them. They just don't know what they want. They don't know what they want, and until they learn to prioritize people before things, then you will have a problem communicating with them, and you risk having your feelings like hurt, because, and I say feelings hurt, not that they tried to shoot you in the heart. They didn't. They just all over the place. And until they get that together, then it's hard to have a relationship with them. So remember, when someone is consistent with you, you can't have a relationship with them, really. You can still love them or care for them. If someone is consistent with you in business, you shouldn't even, don't give them no money. Don't hire them. Don't do any of that. You don't have to do any of that. That's your choice when you're a consumer. But when it comes to your personal things and stuff like that, if they're inconsistent and they're putting you on hold, move on. Just move on. If they want to come to you after the fact, in hindsight, and say what they should have been doing, that's time they can express that to you. Don't get tripped up into that. Once again, that's an inconsistency. If they want to come to you and do something different and stick to what they say, don't be a jerk, and don't, if they want to be, if they want to be accountable and they say, I was wrong. You a good woman or you a good man and I was wrong. And they not bringing you a bunch of apologetics about it was because this, that, and the other than I was wrong. And I'm going to fix it. Because I fixed it now. I came with a gift. I'm fixing this right now to let you know that I'm serious about this. I apologize. And I will be consistent in the future. I will be a person of my word. Unless that person is doing that, they come to you like that, don't sit there and looking crazy on that. Go on with your life, because you just blocking. All you're doing is blocking an attraction that's trying to come to you. Every time you think like what you don't want, what you do want is headed your way. Remember, I told you that, unless you start putting other things in the mix, like hanging on to relationships that are non-beneficial, trying to do business with people that's non-beneficial, things of that nature. So that's all I got tonight, y'all. I'm going to wrap it up. Okay? Y'all, don't forget to go over to events.tarot if you want a reading. If you have any business questions, mp3events@gmail.com. See how I took a breath and I had to like, woosah. mp3events@gmail.com. If you cannot do that, if you don't want to email, I can understand that. That may be a lot to memorize. Although, if you hit email on my page, it will send you to that. Okay. If you do not want to do that, I think it has phone number on there. I'm pretty sure it does. Hit that and it will dial and go to the Google Voice messaging service, which is what I have there. If you do not want to do that. But if you're trying to contact me, if you are asking for me to do some type of affiliate program, which is regarding your product, you will need to sign up at my website and go through that link to come to talk to me about that. I'm not interested in your product. I'm not interested in pushing your product. I'm not interested in doing any of that unless you follow policy and procedures, okay? So that's how that's going to end on that note. And believe in this. I am consistent in what I am saying. And you will see that. Okay, lovely people. I enjoyed y'all tonight. And tomorrow is whatever Wednesday. You know, I'm in a much better perspective on whatever Wednesday. Tomorrow, the color of the day is purple. Or mixed colors. And we should all feel the kings and queens that we are and royalty in our purple tomorrow. So let's do that. I'm not going to ask y'all to jump on because I know sometimes y'all hair is not combed. Or you might not have brushed your teeth today. Whatever the situation will be. And I do have those days. We could jump on together. Y'all don't even want to see what I look like in the morning. Looking crazy. I didn't wake up like this. I didn't. But we can do that. Tomorrow's whatever Wednesday. So tomorrow, yes, I'm going to talk about, I have to call JaVale and see if he's still available. I don't even know. He may be. And then I will try to get Beauty by Brittany Kiana because I have some questions and concerns about my lashes. I have some questions I want her to tell me about this because I want to go heavier. I want to try some heavier lashes and have just some fun with that because, you know, I always wear the kind of natural looking ones. I have nothing on. This is mascara. I curled and tried to put myself together. So I have some beauty questions about that. So I would try to get both of them on, but I cannot put but one person on Instagram at a time. So we'll see how that goes. So I hope everyone has a wonderful night. I really do care about y'all. That's why I just be fussy. I know y'all think I'm hard on y'all, but I care. And I don't have time to play games because that's just a waste of time. I'm not going to stroke your ego, and I'm not going to lie to you when the situation is just really jacked up. And if more people were honest and expressed these things to each other, and people didn't just get so butthurt and offended, whatever happened to constructive criticism? If someone tells you, like, you remember in school, your teacher used to tell you that whole paragraph you wrote was, you had a run-on sentence in there, or you don't use the little I, you know, when you start a sentence, or you remember the critiquing you used to get. And then when you graduated and, you know, you felt like, or you got an award for something, and how clever you knew that you were. You knew that you would be able to articulate yourself to more people by extending your vocabulary, watching your spelling, making sure that your punctuation was tight, your handwriting. I have horrible handwriting, but I will print, you know, if I have to. If I had a handwritten note. If it's handwriting, I try to take my time and do it or whatever. But those days have long gone. People want to be so, people are so impressed by things that they shouldn't be. They are of no value. They're not quality. And then people get so hurt by someone advising them of things that could really help them. And I don't understand that. And nor do I really want that in my environment. No, I'm not going to really deal with that. You know, you can, because I accept the truth about me, and everybody, you know, opinions is just opinions, but if it's something of value and it can help me be a better person, a person of character, stronger, you know, period. That's what you let me in. Let me in on the secret. I want to know what's up. I want to know how to be better and more. And, I expand on that. But if you're not into all that and you all flaky and everywhere, you just, people can't trust in your word. You can't follow instructions. You care more about, your little, I don't know, your little yacht, Maserati, whatever the hell you got, your little truck, your little Fiat, whatever it is, or everything just more important than the actual people that are in your life, then you should really do some reflecting. You just should. I'm not hollering at you. I'm not going to cuss you out no more. You got the rest of that in there. But you should really reflect on that, because people that you love or you claim you care about, they could be gone in a drop of a hat. Just like tomorrow, they could be gone. So you need to think about that. Think about what you really do. If that person is really like into you or something like that, and you still want to be flaky, think about still what I said. You never know when somebody's time is limited and they're about to expire. Don't tie them up. Don't tie them up with your fickleness and your instability, your inconsistency. Because if you do, that whole situation, that same thing, it will come back to you. It won't come back to you maybe in that way, because you remember your inconsistent ass wouldn't even know if it did. Probably. But it will come back to you in the way that the feelings came. However you hurt that person feeling wise or heart wise, especially if they've been really good to you, that will come back to you because you hadn't learned from the experience. You the one that's doing it. You the one that's trying to teach yourself. So don't say nobody is after you like that. That's all I got, y'all. Okay, so I'll see y'all tomorrow. Have a lovely night. Bye.